This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome to the Extra. I'm Robert Chirabonyonyitono, in case you have just joined. Well, today we are looking at improving speech, improving your communication skills, and with me I have a member of the Toastmasters. I don't know if you've heard of Toastmasters, but in case you've not heard of Toastmasters, well, I have a guest, and he's going to be telling us more regarding what this entails and why actually you should pay attention or even ensure that you're a member with the Toastmasters. And this is Paul Kavuma, Mkuru Kavuma.
Yes, sir.
Very smartly dressed, I rarely appreciate people or commend people for their smartness.
Thank you so
But allow me to do that because you deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning to you.
And it's a pleasure to be back here in your studio to talk about something that I'm passionate about, which is public speaking, communication, leadership, and specifically Toastmasters International.
To begin with, when you talk about Toastmasters, what is this all about?
Now, Toastmasters, let me start with the name. The name Toastmasters was derived from what was being referred, it was a title that was given to people who used to act as MCs in the olden days at different events and gatherings, or masters of ceremonies. That's what the name Toastmaster meant. Now it was adopted as the name of Toastmasters International because Toastmasters International is about training its members in the art of public speaking and leadership. So that's why the name Toastmasters. And Toastmasters started in 1924 in California as just one club. Today it celebrates over 100 years with over 362,000 members in over 142 countries, Uganda being one of the countries that hosts Toastmasters International.
Okay, now you've told us about the history of Toastmasters. Let me listen to your journey with Toastmasters.
So my journey with Toastmasters started in 2016. I walked into my very first Toastmasters club. It was February 2016. And what I got to witness were people delivering speeches, people receiving feedback on how well they have spoken and how they can improve. And then I saw people networking, exchanging business cards and getting to know more about one another. I thought to myself, this is a very interesting space. At that time, I had just graduated from university about 2 years prior. And I felt I needed that kind of space where I could continue improving myself, but also networking with people who are influential in society. And since then, I've grown through the ranks of leadership in Toastmasters. I joined formally in 2016, April. I have served as president of a club. I have served as area director, that is a person who oversees 4 clubs or 5 clubs. I'm currently serving as division director, overseeing Toastmasters clubs in Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi. That has been my journey in Toastmasters so far. But more exciting as well is there are speech contests that happen in Toastmasters where I got to participate, and I have won quite a number, all the way to the district level, that's the East African region. I have won 3 times. That has been my story in Toastmasters that I would want or wish for every other member out there to also experience.
Quite impressive. Now, what skills are taught in Toastmasters?
Thank you so much for that question. What skills are taught in Toastmasters? When you join and become a member of Toastmasters, one of the reasons why people join is to try and work on their nervousness when speaking in public, when delivering a speech in public. How does that make you feel? Do you script your words and then you show up and you forget what you're going to say? So working on their nervousness in terms of public speaking is why people join. But more than that, people also learn how to listen actively, because communication is not all about talking, but listening, such that you're able to respond to what is being asked. The third thing we also get to train in Toastmasters is leadership. Working with people and through people. How do you assemble a team? How do you motivate a team? How do you set goals? How do you track progress? So those are the three key things we train people in Toastmasters: public speaking, communication, and leadership.
Now, one of the things that has caught my attention there in your just submission is listening and listening actively. Most people are good at speaking, even public speakers. I love listening to very good public speakers. But you find that if there's a session that is not the one speaking and has to listen, many of them don't listen. I love watching TV shows, listening to radio shows, but sometimes you find that the presenter does more talking than even the guest they invited. At the end of the day, you want to listen from the guest, but more is being done by the presenter. So it's very important to listen and listen actively. Now, how does one join Toastmasters? Is there an age limit?
How does one join Toastmasters, and is there an age limit? Now, to join Toastmasters, I would highly encourage you to first attend a meeting, either physically or online, because we have both options. In Uganda today, we have about 21 clubs. We are about to charter even more, but 21 clubs are currently chartered in Uganda today. If I could just mention a few. We have corporate clubs and community clubs. Community clubs are clubs found in areas like Muyenga, Bukoto, Ntinda, even as far as Mbarara. We are planning to charter a club in Ogulu. We have clubs in Entebbe, Luboa, and so on and so forth. Those are community-based clubs found in areas where people reside. And then we have corporate clubs. These are clubs that are hosted within organization. Maybe to share hit more light on that point, did you know that more than half of the Fortune 500 companies in the world host a Toastmasters club?
That I didn't know.
Yeah, Fortune 500 companies are those companies in the USA which are ranked as having the highest total revenue every year. And of those 500 companies, more than half of them have a Toastmasters club. Like Apple, Google, Boeing, Coca-Cola, Caterpillar, and so on and so forth. Now in Uganda as well, we also have corporate companies that are doing well and are also hosting Toastmasters clubs to train their leaders from within. If I'm to just highlight some of them, UBL, Uganda Breweries Limited, hosts a Toastmasters club. Uganda National Oil Company has a Toastmasters club. Centenary Bank has a Toastmasters club. We have a Toastmasters club with 5 Speak, that is Standard Chartered Bank, Eco Bank, Joint Medical Stores, and many other corporate organizations are coming on board. Ministry of Works and Transport also hosts a Toastmasters club known as Exceed Toastmasters. So those are the types of Toastmasters clubs we have: community clubs and corporate clubs. Now, when you attend a Toastmasters meeting and you get to find out what happens there and you pick interest, the next question would be, what does it cost to become a member? So to become a member of a Toastmasters club, you first pay a registration fee of $25. That one secures your membership number. You are assigned a membership number in the system. And then you pay $60. This is paid every 6 months. That's a renewal fee. If I'm to break it down, $60 comes to $10 per month, which is not more than 40,000 shillings a month. I'm sure that's the most affordable training program in the world. At only 40,000 Uganda shillings, you get access to to a platform where you can practice the art of public speaking, where you get feedback on what you are doing well and what you could do better, where you get to network with some of the most influential people in society today at only 40,000 shillings. And also, when you join a club, it doesn't mean you're only going to stick to that club. You're free to attend any other Toastmasters club around the world for as long as you're a paid up member. You can log into a Toastmasters meeting around the world at any time of your convenience, or walk into a Toastmasters club and you'll be ushered in as a member of Toastmasters.
Quite interesting. But also, when you talk about public speech, you've mentioned faster places where you have clubs. You've talked about corporate companies. Now, what is your plan, or do you have any plan for those at a younger age, away from those that have graduated from university, those that are working in corporate companies? You know, we need to train the young ones. We have these clubs in schools.
Wonderful question. Do we have clubs in schools for the younger ones? Now, we have Gavo clubs. We have Gavo clubs. Those are junior Toastmasters, in quotes. Because to join Toastmasters, you must be above 18 years of age. Because there are fees to pay, and because there are fees to pay, you must be working. And in Uganda, we don't expect you to be working when you're below 18. Therefore, 18 and above is the age for someone to join Toastmasters. There's no age limit. You can stay until you're 80, 90. Now, if you're below 18, secondary school, even primary school, especially universities, you can join a Gavo club. We have Gavo clubs in various universities, if I'm to mention. We have Chambogo, we have Uganda Christian University, Uganda Matters University, Makerere University, and many other universities. Now in Gavo clubs, the membership fees are very subsidized, very minimal, such that it's affordable for the students who are not working to also enjoy this art of practicing public speaking. And we follow the same curriculum, the same training curriculum. So yes, students or people who are younger than 18 years of age also have a chance to enjoy this experience of Toastmasters through Gavo clubs.
Very interesting. Wherever you are and you're watching us, the Toastmasters improving. Of course, networking is prime, but also improving your communication skills, more so public speaking. Because we've seen so many people who tell you, I can't speak, and you're asking yourself, but this is an engineer, this is a doctor, you know, this is a lawyer. Says, well, I can do well in court, but for this, please, can someone else handle? And they're like, okay, okay. But it's very important for you to be a very good public speaker. Now, I'm informed that there is an event that is coming up, and that is the annual conference. Please tell us more about this.
Wonderful. Yes, there is an annual Toastmasters conference. And that conference, we are hosting it this year at Silver Springs Hotel in Bugolobi. At that very big hall, Chisache Hall. It will be happening on the 11th of April. Walk-in time is 8 a.m., starting time is 9 a.m. on the dot, because part of the things we train in Toastmasters is time management. So we start at 9 a.m. on the dot that day, on Saturday, 11th of April. And during that conference, what you will witness will be members having speech contests. In Toastmasters, we also refer to that as the World Cup of public speaking. Because these are members who have been competing from club level. They selected the best, they moved to area level, they selected the best, and now they are at division level, which brings together Toastmasters clubs in Rwanda, Burundi, and Uganda. So we are going to be there, and we are going to be shining the light on some of the best and most eloquent public speakers we have in the region. And we are going to be choosing who is the best public speaker for this year, 2026. And we shall be crowning them in terms of prepared speech, impromptu speaking, humorous speaking, and evaluation, which is giving feedback. Those are the 4 categories of speech contests we shall be having on Saturday, 11th April. Of course, there is a fee, a minimum fee for you to pay to attend. It's only 150,000 shillings. If you want to find out more about that division conference happening on Saturday, 11th April, please visit our different social media platforms, Toastmasters Uganda, on X, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Or I can also share the phone number you can call.
Well, since we have the socials, they are more better these days
Yes.
for people than cramming numbers.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about this event, first, it involves paying, and a Ugandan will ask themselves, apart from coming, and I listen to people competing, I love the side of humor and prompt. What do I benefit?
Benefits. How do you benefit by attending and spending your 150,000 shillings? I'm going to call it investing in yourself. When you show up in such a space, you get to learn what it means to be effective in communication. Why? Because aside from the contests, we are going to be having panel discussions, whereby we are going to listen to the people who have made it high up in their career ladder, simply because they chose to improve their communication. So we have a panel discussion of leaders in different industries who are going to be sharing what it means to be effective as a communicator, and how that can help you scale up your career ladder simply by improving your communication and your leadership skills. So it's not an expense per se, it's an investment in yourself. There's a lot more to benefit and very little to regret. Please be there at the conference.
Now, for the sponsors, in case someone would want to chip in, what do they benefit, and are they there anyway?
Yes, sponsors are welcome. And for you to be a sponsor at this division conference, there are benefits for you. One, we shall attach your logo on all our artwork that is going to be shared in all our social media platforms. But also, two, on that day of the event, we shall give you time to get on stage and share with our over 250 guests about what your organization does. That's marketing for you. Three, networking. The kind of people who are going to be in that space are people who are influential in society. And if you want to meet them, be a sponsor at the event and come and get in touch with some of those people. But also, you'll be able to brand the entire auditorium, inside, outside, with your branded materials to create awareness about your brand. Those are some of the major benefits that our sponsors are going to enjoy. And of course, there are different categories. Allow me to mention them out. We have platinum sponsorship. We have gold sponsorship. We have bronze sponsorship. The bronze sponsorship goes for 2.5 million. It gives you a table of 10 people. Sorry, that's the bronze sponsorship, yes. Then the gold sponsorship goes for 5 million. It gives you a table of 20 people, and the benefits are, of course, different.
Definitely, they must be.
Must be different. Then the platinum is the highest. At 10 million, we even give you a special space to set up, and you get to interact one-on-one with each member, and enough time on the floor or the podium to share about what your company does.
Well, now I see from public speaking, I think, which is the main purpose for this, but also to people ensuring that many know of what you're doing. Now, I'm eager to know, is this the first of its kind?
Is this the first of its kind? No. We have been having similar events, many of them happening outside our country. In Uganda, this might be the 4th time we are hosting it, because in Uganda we have been having Toastmasters for close to 12 years. It started in 2014. Of those 12 years, we have hosted such an event about 4 or 5 times. So it's not the first time. But of course, like they say, everything gets better with time. And this one is going to be the best because it has to keep getting better. Also, we are expecting a huge delegation from people from other countries. People from Tanzania, Kenya, our partners in Burundi and Rwanda, because our umbrella of Toastmasters cuts across the boundaries of Uganda.
Well, allow me to go for a break, but we are still learning more about Toastmasters and, of course, how best to improve your communication skills, your public speech, but above also the networking when people of this caliber gather together. Yes, of course, there is much networking. And their annual divisional conference that is going to be running at the Silver Springs Hotel. Let's go for this break.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Every Wednesday, live in our studios in the heart of Kampala.
We have to change the political culture in this country, really. Who has bewitched Ugandans?
I want to assure you, as government, we shall do whatever it takes to ensure that Ugandans are safe.
We have conversations that have analysis, explanation.
This law society, this union of theirs, because they want a job everywhere, they want to be this, they want to be that, they want... No. We know it's a union.
You cannot be making a road, bitumen grade 1, in Congo for 5 billion.
But not every truth is fact, and not every fact is truth.
The argument that the General Court Martial is responsible for peace and stability is without basis, either in law or in fact.
We have been told how Napoleon was a great orator. Now, Napoleon cannot help me get food. They told me combine harvesters in Saskatchewan. I don't know where Saskatchewan is. This is a geographer we're taught. Instead of teaching me how to preserve Mabera forest, they're teaching me about Rhineland. This is a problem we got. We cannot run away from it.
Right now, you hear very disgusting stories of members of parliament. Instead of discussing the details of loans, they ask for their cuts.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
Broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
Commissioner General, to invest in taxation, when people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they're supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
As banning groupage cargo, clearance protects small traders who cannot afford to import full container loads individually and rely on consolidation to remain competitive. Cargo to come in groupage is consolidation, it's legitimate, and we can't ban it. What we have banned, or what we have stopped, is the use of container leaders. Now, Fiona, the good news I have for you is that among the new tax proposals,
now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Booza Commissioner.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules, plant extract, scientific ratio, take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day, don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from that break, and thank you so much for being with us on UBC TV. I'm still Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono, and with my guest Paul Kavuma from Toastmasters, with whom we are discussing, yes, their division conference, but also Toastmasters and how best to improve your public speech, how to network, and the confidence building. You know, when you're a good communicator, you're very confident. You don't get goose pimples overnight because you know you're going to deliver a paper, you're going to speak to a gathering of people, you know, you flow very well. And I love one thing with Toastmasters is you get a feedback, because most of the times you go, you communicate, you speak to people, but they don't look at your speaking bit of it. They may criticize the content of what you've said, but how you've delivered, they're not interested in that. That's why some of us are not so fond of social media, because sometimes people will go into content and not interest themselves. What do we learn from this person? His pronunciation of words, his articulation, his punctuation, and all those. So I love that Toastmasters gives you that feel, that genuine, actually not opinionated, but genuine, a judgment of how you've performed.
Yes.
And this brings me to know from you, despite the fact that one has this membership to pay, but I'll look at Lions Club, they're in charity. I'll look at the lottery, they're in charity. Where do we leave the ordinary Ugandan? Even when you're mentioning places, Moyenga, Kololo, you know, where do we leave these unprivileged, maybe children, that still would want to improve? It seems there's a certain class of people we are targeting. One would think public speakers, of course, must be of a certain level, but the average youth of this country.
Yes. Thank you so much for that very wonderful question. The average youth of this country, where do we leave them? Now, Toastmasters is one of the most affordable programs we have when it comes to training in the area of communication, public speaking, and leadership. If you get to compare the fees with any other training program that you come across, if you're to attend a course that's going to train you in leadership skill development, in public speaking or communication, it's way more than the 40,000 per month that we are charging as membership fees. So it's very affordable. Now also too, we are only talking about places like Bukoto, Luvowa, Muyenga. Where do we leave the other people who are not in these areas? Now, Toastmasters is growing, like I shared. In Uganda, it has been existing since 2014, which comes to about 12 years. So it is growing. That said, it's possible to start a Toastmasters club in other communities. We can start a Toastmasters club as far as Mbale. We are planning to start a Toastmasters club in Jinja. We are going to start a Toastmasters club in Gulu. All it takes is minimum 20 interested people. People who have the same vision. People who are saying, I want to better myself in the area of public speaking, leadership, and communication. Minimum of 20. They can be more than that. They can be 30, 50, 60. But all we need is a minimum of 20 people. They come together. They can start a Toastmasters club in their community at a very minimal charge. Now let's talk about starting a Toastmasters club. To start a Toastmasters club, you need $125 to register the club with Toastmasters International. That will give your club a reservation of the club name and the club number. And then the new member fee is $25 to register the member and give the member a membership number. And then you start paying $60 every subsequent 6 months, which I said earlier is only 40,000 shillings every month. I feel that's the most affordable program to help you as an individual work on your personal communication skills. Now, to share more light,
now let me ask you again.
Yes.
Now, this is not on my behalf, but for that person who is hearing you this dollar, and thinking about public speech. What else does one benefit from this? Because when I hear public speaking, there may be someone who may even never deeply understand, because there are people who are paid to speak.
Yes.
So public speak is very important to them. Broadcasters, we earn from speech. The Toastmasters, then, when you're called to be an MC, you're paid. When I go on these corporate events and I'm called, I'm paid, I get good money. Thank you, BC, for having enabled me get that platforms and, of course, being invited here and there. But for someone who may not see an opportunity but just improve their skills, what bigger picture is there that every month they may have to give this small but much in one way or the other?
Apart from public speaking, what more is there for someone that they have to pay for to keep showing up every month? Now, we do more than just public speaking training. We also deal with communication. Public speaking is just part of communication, but communication is broader. Communication cuts across. It doesn't matter whether you are on an interview panel like we are here having a discussion on set, on live TV, or you could be at a shop, you're a shopkeeper and you have to communicate with your customers on a daily. Or you could be sitting somewhere on a computer and you have to keep communicating, either with people you see or you don't see. Or maybe you work for a telecom company and you keep communicating on phone and people don't have to see your face, but you have to get in touch with them. Regardless of which industry you're in one way or another, you find yourself talking to someone, whether talking to a conductor, talking to a border rider, you're always communicating. It's part of us. We can't live without it. The question is, are you doing it effectively? There is a right way of doing it and there's an improper way of communicating. Now, communication is broad, like I said. Communication can be verbal. That's when I'm speaking. Communication can be written. Communication can be non-verbal with no words, not written, not being spoken, but non-verbal. That's where you find body language. Sometimes you can be having an interpersonal communication, one-on-one dialogue. It could be with a spouse, could be with a potential customer, it could be with your boss. What is your body language saying? Because your body speaks. Now, those are elements of communication we talk about in Toastmasters. Not just public speaking, no, but even interpersonal communication. Maybe you're holding a meeting. You don't have to be giving a public speech over 500 people, no. Maybe it's a meeting of just 5 or 3 people. How are you engaging people in that meeting such that they feel their views and opinions have been taken into account? That's also communication. So we don't only talk about public speaking Toastmasters, we talk about communication, which is much broader. From interpersonal communication to small team membership buildings to large audiences. Communication cuts across, and it's vital. Also, under communication, we deal with active listening. I like when you said that sometimes you think by speaking non-stop, you're communicating. No. Sometimes to communicate, you have to ask a question and pause and listen to the response, such that the other person also contributes to the discussion. For as long as communication is supposed to happen, then there has to be time for you to listen. Active listening is part of communication. So communication, public speaking, and leadership are all that we deal with in Toastmasters, and communication cuts across from the very young generation to the much older generation, and even in terms of income level, regardless of where you're working, you need to learn how to communicate effectively to be better at your job.
And allow me to communicate to you that we have come to the end of this program. But before I let my guest go, I'll just give him a minute for his final remark.
Thank you so much once again for giving me the opportunity to show up on this show once again. I want to give my parting shots to encourage everyone that has heard of Toastmasters to walk into a meeting. You don't have to pay to walk into a meeting. You don't have to be a member. It's open to the public. Attend a Toastmasters club near you, physically or online. Number 2, get in touch with us through our social media platforms. That's Toastmasters Uganda. We are on X, we are on LinkedIn, we are on Instagram. Please get in touch with us. We shall be happy to share more information about Toastmasters. Number 3, in a special way, I want to thank the people that we work with in Toastmasters, because this is a voluntary program. I am not being paid. I volunteer my time to serve other people that want to better themselves. And I work with a team. So I want to give my closing remarks by giving my special shout outs and appreciation to the team of the Division C Council, which has area directors, which has assistant division directors, and also special thanks to all the members of Toastmasters Division C, which has clubs in Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi. Those leaders are not paid a penny. They serve by simply volunteering their time and resources. And without them, Toastmasters will not be existing today. Thank you so much for serving Toastmasters. It's my pleasure to have represented you today. The rest of the public, you're welcome to join us on the 11th of April, Saturday, 9 a.m. at Silver Springs Hotel. Come and be part of that conference at only 150,000 shillings. Back to you, Robert.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you, and of course, letting the public know that Toastmasters exist for those that never knew about it. It is upon you to make that decision to be part or to improve your skills, because communication drives everything. Even if it's a relationship between husband and wife, poor communication can lead to a divorce. So you need to improve your skills. Have the best of today. God bless you.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.